working on the dirt bike again. So last time I rode it, I had an issue. I popped a spoke on the rear, broke it. And on the front tire, I had an odd issue. Haven't seen before. Turn you around, show you. I noticed when I had parked to take a break at one point, something sticking out of my rim. Look at that rim tape. Somehow the rim tape is being pushed out of the bead. The tire's still holding air, but the rim tape is being pushed out. So I gotta investigate that. I gotta pull the front tire off and check out and see what the heck's going on. I got a front inner tube to replace it, just in case I need it. In the back, show you that spoke. Where's it at? Right here. So that spoke just snapped clean off at the head, right in the hub. So I'm hoping that I can just swap out the spoke. I've got a spoke here. I think I'm going to be able to just unthread this one, pop the new one in and rethread it in and tighten all the spokes and be good. I'm hoping so. Hopefully it's that easy. I've never had to lace a wheel of any kind, so I'm hoping not to do it now. Maybe just swap the spoke, check them all, tighten them, and then do that front wheel. See what the heck's going on with that. So follow along and let's get started. Alright, let's go ahead and get this front tire off. Little backstory on this front tire with this rim tape issue. I recently had to change my tires, put a new front and rear on. And after everything went fine, I got done installing it and I was airing it up to set the bead. Which again, everything went fine. I thought the bead set good. But after I got it aired up and bead set, I went to let the pressure out. And I noticed the Schrader valve didn't seem to be working. I was trying to let some air out and I was getting a little bit here and there depending on how I pushed in on it. But then eventually it just completely quit letting air out. So that seemed awfully strange, so I thought, well, Schrader valve must be messed up. Something wrong with the Schrader valve. So I decided just to thread the Schrader valve out completely so I could let the air out and maybe swap out the Schrader valve if I needed to. Well, I pulled out the Schrader valve and no air came out at all, nothing. So then I really was like, what the heck's going on? How come the Schrader valve's out? It should be losing all its air. Well, so there's obviously something inside blocking all the air from coming out. I don't know if it was a piece of rubber or a flap of the rubber got cut and was blocking it. I don't know, but it wouldn't let any air out until I stuck a small Allen wrench down through the valve stem and pushed down in. Whatever was blocking it, I could feel it, and I just pushed it out of the way a little bit and it was letting air out. But it was like a check valve in there. So I let the air out, and I didn't really feel like taking it all the way apart again and putting a new tube in at that point. So I just kind of let the air out and kind of did the thumb push test and set it at that, because I couldn't check the pressure either. The pressure gauge wouldn't check it. So I did that and went riding. This was my second ride on it. Everything seemed fine until that I parked to take a break and I saw the rim tape pushing out. So there's something going on in there, and it needs a new tube. So I got the new tube. I'm gonna change it. So it's a strange one. I've never seen an inner tube do that before. I don't know what is inside of it that blocked it like that. It's kind of strange, but maybe once I get this tire off and investigate, we'll see. Maybe I'll cut the inner tube open and see if there's some kind of garbage in there from maybe when it was manufactured or what. I don't know. We'll see though. But definitely been changing a lot more tires than I want to lately. But I put Tusk Talon tires on it. Seem to be pretty good. They hold up. I've been getting around 30 hours out of them. For the price of them, they're hard to beat. Oh, this axle nut can be hard to pull out of here. There it goes. There it goes. Front tire is really easy to pull off. I don't really think I need to explain that. Just 4 pinch bolts, main axle nut, and your shield if you got some kind of a shield. This is an 02 CR, so it's got a little dust shield there, protector, that pops off with 3 little Allen heads. Other than that, that's it. Pull the axle nut out. And work it out of the brake caliper. And she's out. This little guy will pop out, that's for the shield. Alright, let's get it on the tire stand and opened up. Alright, let's see what we got going on with this thing. That area. Pull it out from that. Alright, let's go ahead and cut this open and see what the heck is blocking it. Let's see here. I guess if you look and see, it's just the opening where the valve stem was. Looks like it was just crushing down, blocking it. Look at that. I can crush it with some pressure, totally close it up. That's strange. I wonder if that was an install error on my part last time or what. Never seen that one before. Alright, let's move on. Tusk Ultra Heavy Duty Natural Rubber Tube, 80 by 100 by 21. Alright, I'm going to pump the center tube up a bit. Just let it take shape for a little while. Not a whole lot of air, just enough to get it pumped up in shape. And make sure there's no holes in it. Looks good, sounds good. Let that sit here for a sec. Tire looks pretty good inside. Get a little baby powder in there. Just helps the inner tube be able to move around in there without getting hung up, need be. Pretty good. You get a good coating of powder all around. A little more here could help. Another important thing is to get the rotation of the tire correct. So the front brake rotor is on the left side, so it's going to be spinning that direction. The tire has an arrow on it. You can see that right here. Rotation is that way, so tire spinning that way, rim spinning that way, so this is how it has to go on. Just like that. I'll put a little extra baby powder on the inner tube too. Easier things move, the better. Not a ton, just a little bit. Alright. We'll let some of the air out now. You don't want to let all of it out. You still want it to have some ability to keep shape, so it doesn't get pinched as easy. Valve stems here. You got 2 nuts. I still have no clue what to do with them. Some people say leave one there, put this one, the second one out on top. Others say take that one off, just put one on the top and leave it loose so the inner tube can move. I have no idea. So usually I take this one off and just leave this washer kind of free floating. This time I'll leave it on, see what happens. Put this one on the outside. That's the worst that could happen. Alright, where's the valve stem? Valve stem's over on this side. Insert the tube. This is where the baby powder comes in handy when you get the tube in here if you need to shift it around a little. Makes for a much easier slide. Okay. See, I got the lower bead on, lower part of the tire. I gotta do the top. I'm gonna start at the rim block. Now maybe use this bead buddy.
What's a bead buddy?
That little guy. Push the rim lock up and in. Let's see. Okay. See if this bead buddy will go in now. Maybe. Maybe. Hopefully. Huh? Let's see. Bead buddy's on. Getting close.
I did not reach my goal, but we can do it again. If you hear me talking like slightly, just not enough.
Alright. Got it. I think I got it. Let's see. Let's see, rim lock. Still free. Okay. So much air we got.
Sounds like the
50. Right about 60 right there. Take it off and bounce it to help the bead set sometimes. A little more pressure. Bounce it again. I don't know, I don't always get a positive bead pop on the tires. I don't know if I've ever got one on a dirt bike tire, honestly. I got 70 PSI in this thing right now. So, I think it would have popped by now. So it's gonna. And it looks good. The ring all the way around, pretty even. Still got to tighten the rim lock. It's pretty even all around here too. Let me tighten the rim lock now. I'm sure there's a torque spec for this, but I just do kind of a more by feel. That feels pretty good right there. Valve stem nut, I just kind of run it down flush. Let some air back out of it, bring it back down some. I got it at 30 psi right now. I'll leave it at 30 for a little while, just in case that bead isn't fully set. I'll give it some more time at a higher pressure. So, got the rim lock tight, pressure set temporarily for now, inner tubes in. Everything looks good at this point. I'll tighten the spokes at the end when it's back on the bike. So let's go ahead and get it back on the bike. Tight. Tighten the other side pinch bolts. Okay. 4 pinch bolts, 1 axle bolt tight. Tires back on, axle nuts tight, 4 pinch bolts are tight, guards back on. Tire is good. I got a lot more pressure in it than I'm going to keep, but I'm going to leave it in there probably overnight at about 30 psi, just in case that bead needs to set a little more. So front looks good. No more rim tape sticking out, and at the very end when I get the back done, we'll tighten all the spokes up. So let's go start on the back. it's out. Let's get this thing on the tire stand and see if we can get the spoke in. All right, got the rear on the stand. Got up my new spoke. I'm hoping I can just swap it out real easily. You can see this is a busted one. It's not even holding on to anything at all. And I'm just gonna thread it out. Maybe I can bring you a little bit closer to it. Maybe. Okay, there's the old spoke. Snapped clean off. So got the nipple out. I mean, I think the trick might be just to feed it through here. You gotta pop out the busted one. It's right here. And there, go this way. Need something small to push it out here. See if I can get you guys a little closer here. See where I'm working right here. So I got the new one threaded in, same old nipple. Coming up here, still got to pull the head in some more. So I'm gonna keep threading that in. Oh, nothing. All right, the spoke is in and tight. I'll do a final tightening on it, on all of them at once. I'm gonna go ahead and get it back on the bike. All right, let's get this tire back on. Rear wheel, I'm ready to tighten the spokes. So from what I've learned just by YouTubing, start at a point you won't forget, like say at the valve stem, go to the next one, start there, tighten it, skip two, go to the third. So every third spoke you go all the way around and you get back to where you started, you drop one and then do the same. Every third, go all the way around, drop one more, every third, and then you got them. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Alright, so I went around twice. That should be all of them. That'll do it for the rear. Go back up to the front now. Alright, we're back here up front. Same process as the rear. Let's Same thing. Alright, she's all done. Front tire is on. New inner tube. All the spokes are tight. Everything looks good there. Back tire is back on. New spoke installed. Spokes are tight. I checked all those too. So hopefully I'm done with those problems. I guess we'll find out in the next ride. For now, that's it. See you on the next one.